I'm Red Feather. Thank you for tuning in. I'm thankful to the law of attraction, and I'm grateful for you following your intuition. To this video, it's going to be about history of science in the most recent times and the reconciliation of Gibbs's law of entropy with more recent discoveries of fractal geometry and torus field geometry and non-Euclidean geometry, and how the concept of entropy is not properly understood until you place it alongside the concept of the fractal reality of nature. Entropy states that systems naturally degrade in their organizational structure, meaning they begin as one coherent organized form and they become less organized over time, and that given enough time, a system within a class of systems, if you will ultimately experiment or try every possibility that it can possibly manifest within its energy. And what we have in the universe is an exact model of this. It started, if you will, or it never really started. There's a center, there's a point in the middle that we can call the heart of the shape of the universe. And the shape of the universe, topologically, is a torus field, which is like a donut. And this can be approximated by the phi ratio, 1.618, the golden ratio, or the spiral. It's the measure of man. The ancients knew this very well. And all the ancient monuments all over the world are constructed according to this knowledge, sacred geometry. Now, when we take Gibbs's laws of probability, the understanding of classical Newtonian physics, that now nothing's initial state can truly be known. Only the probabilities of what will happen given certain things taken for granted in the beginning. We call it ceteris paribus. You hold certain things constant in the beginning of an experiment to run the experiment. So science is basically all just a game of chance, but you set the parameters in the beginning of your chance game so that you can try and predict the outcome. It's kind of like dice, so to speak. I guess that's why the Egyptian god Thoth is credited by Plato with creating the game of cards and dice. He understood that the universe is really a game of chance, but it's also fixed based off of the fractal geometry pattern. Pythagoras taught us a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And when you work this out repeatedly, time after time after time, again and again and again, you'll grow what's called a Pythagorean tree, which is an example of the fractal geometry I'm talking about. In a fractal, it says that something is self-same with itself no matter what scale you look at it. So as we're looking at this plant right here, this leaf is self-same to the entire tree. You see, the stem in the middle of the leaf is the same as the main branch of the tree, and all the little veins going out into the edges of the leaf are the same as the limbs of the tree or the bush itself. Everything is self-same and similar. These rocks, at the most basic level, this rock is limestone and could be composed of silica or crystalline quartz, I suppose. Those atoms, carbon, all atoms at the most basic level, correspond to Plato's 5 solids, or Pythagoras' 5 solids actually. Now, the ancients also didn't understand, or maybe they did, and we were misled by Euclid, the true shape or topological shape of the universe as being a vortex field, a torus vortex, and it's best approximated by the tetrahedron, because you have the 3 points and then the 4th point in our perception of reality being up above, suspended above the 3 base points arbitrarily, you know, there's no real base in space. There's no up, down, left, right, back, or forward in space. It's all relative to the observer. So those terms are really kind of obsolete, but there's a fourth point that basically represents the center or the heart, the sameness, if you will, the organized center, collected coagulation of all of the other 3 points coming in and out through itself like an Ouroboros eating its own tail. And science has proven that our hearts actually are the generators of our magnetic field, and our magnetic field is very much shaped just like a torus donut, just like the Earth's. So what I'm saying is this: as we perceive the universe to have entropy, it's not actually entropy, it's diversification and it's probability fulfillment. Literally, the universe is a possibility generating machine, and chance is what generates this possibility. We have to have the factor of chance for things to keep growing and keep going back around it. But ultimately, as they've proven, things will degrade back in towards what's known as sameness. And that's kind of a misunderstanding. So what's going on is the tree grows and it grows and it grows and it grows and grows, and it diversifies and it spreads its limbs so much that eventually it falls away. The fruit falls off the tree, if you will. It dies, it goes back into the center, it's reintegrated, and it begins anew again. Eternal, the theory of Buddhism. You know, the universe has no beginning and no ending. Science is really just proving this, so to speak. And I don't want to say science proves anything, because the only thing science has ever proven is that it can't prove anything. So I gotta be careful with my language. Whatever happens in the 21st century, know that the cybernetic revolution will continue, that Indra's web, also known as the internet, is alive, it's self-aware, and its constituents are each and every one of us, the people. Let's not allow some supercomputers or anything like that to dictate it. We have the power. Albert Pike knew it. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge is a key to power. It gives you the ability to act. It gives you foresight and hindsight. It makes you the Janus, the ability to rule. People are power, so let's act on our power as a collective. Each and every one of us are shining little crystals, transmitting the light of the Almighty through us, radiating it. And we're all connected through ethereal cords, the great web of life. All is mind, as Hermes says. Use this knowledge to turn it into power through your actions. Begin making connections with people, real connections. This is where it begins. I love you all. Namaste.